What's up, legends? So today, guys, I'm going to be taking you through 5 of my favorite ball control exercises. And these are exercises you can use whether you're a beginner, an amateur, semi-pro, even a professional, just to gain that confidence and comfort on the football. So we're going to focus primarily on the dribbling aspect of ball control today. So these 5 exercises are going to range from nice, tight control dribbling, okay, so tight turns, nice, tight touches, to as well as longer form dribbling. So dribbling in a straight line over 10, 15, 20 meters, getting the ball out of your feet and practicing dribbling with a little bit of speed. All right, I'm going to voice over each exercise, so there's kind of nitty-gritty points that I want you to kind of focus on and details that'll help you progress your game to the next level, as well as, again, help you gain that comfort on the ball, improve your ball control, and again, like I said, take your game to a whole nother level. If you guys got any comments, feedback, whatever it may be, chuck them in the comments below. Always looking to gain information from you guys. And without further ado, here's our first ball control exercise. All right, guys, so here our first exercise is going to be a figure 8 dribble. All right, so this is one of my favorite ball control exercises for close control especially. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to set up 2 cones about 1 to 2 yards apart. I like to do it within this tight space again, guys, just so we can focus on a really nitty-gritty, small, close control, those tight little touches around the cones here, okay? So you can see I'm dribbling in a figure 8 pattern around each cone, and I'm going to work for about 30 to 60 seconds. All right, so I'm working around one cone, through the middle of both cones, and then back around the opposite side of the other cone as well. Okay, and again, as I mentioned, this is a great exercise for our tight control. It allows us to practice quickly turning with the ball, which forces us to bend our knees, get low, and get really nice and close and manipulate our body with the ball around those cones. It also enhances our coordination and our quick footwork and balance with the ball at our feet. And there's so many different variations you can do with this, guys. There's right foot only, left foot only, insides only, outsides only, soles through the middle, soles only. It's kind of whatever you like. Again, you can vary based on what your needs and preferences are as a player. All right, and our second exercise now here is a linear dribble with a 3-cone slalom. All right, so I'm going to set up my first cone here, guys, and I'm going to take about, in my case, 8 steps forward, and then I'm going to set up 3 cones, each about 1 yard apart from one another in a linear fashion. All right, once I've set up those 3 cones, I'm going to take another 8 strides forward and set up the 5th and final cone at the end. All right, and so the pattern here is we're going to dribble from the starting cone, which I started at here. Okay, I'm going to slalom through the 3 middle cones, turn then at the top cone all the way up and around it, and then again I'm going to slalom back through the 3 middle cones and end up back at the start. All right, and this exercise, guys, I like just because it encourages both a fast dribble and getting the ball out of our feet with a little bit of speed, as well as a close dribble and getting our eyes up to see where those middle cones and those end cones are, right? So we got to get the ball out of our feet, work with a little bit of speed up to those middle cones, then we got to get the ball nice and under control in that tight space, all right, and maneuver ourselves with the ball around those cones, okay? So this exercise really encourages balance, coordination, and footwork at different speeds in different directions. All right, so we're on to our third exercise, which is my X dribbling circuit. All right, so you're gonna need 5 cones altogether. You're gonna place the first 4 cones in a square. So I've taken 5 strides away from each of the first 4 cones here to create a nice big square. And then my 5th and final cone I've positioned right in the middle of our square. So in terms of the pattern, guys, I'm going to start on cone number 1, and then I'm going to dribble to the middle cone. From the middle cone, I'm then going to dribble out to my second cone, part of the outside square, and then return to the middle cone, slalom around that one to the third cone, back to the middle one more time, to the 4th and final cone, one more time to the middle, and then I'm going to reset at the spot that I began at. Right, so again, this is going to encourage us, depending on the space between each cone that you've set up. It's a great drill for quick and efficient turns, as well as requiring us to get low and stay very balanced between both feet as we maneuver ourselves and the ball around each cone. All right, it's also going to force us to dribble with a little bit more speed compared to maybe like the figure 8 drill we started with. All right, it's going to force to get our eyes up and see what's ahead, so we're able to see where that next cone is coming up and how we need to manipulate the ball. Right, we can also work in this exercise by isolating each foot depending on what we require. So sometimes I like to do my weaker foot 1 or 2 more times compared to my strong foot. And again, with this variation, guys, you can perform 1 foot at a time, both feet at a time, outsides only, total freestyle, kind of whatever you choose based on your preference. All right, our fourth exercise here, guys, is a little bit more simple in terms of the setup. So we're just doing a big zigzag dribbling circuit. All right, so I've taken 6 cones, and each cone I've stepped forward 4 strides and then straight to the side 4 times to set up 6 cones altogether in a big zigzag. Okay, so the pattern here is I'm dribbling around the outside cone of each cone all the way up to that 6th cone. I'm going to maneuver myself with the ball all the way around that final cone, and then again returning back to the beginning by dribbling outside of each cone here. And albeit a simple exercise, guys, this is one of my favorites for sure because it encourages both for us to dribble with the ball with a little bit of speed, but it also encourages us to get low and get nice and tight to the ball and have that close control around each and every cone as we work. Now, although you can perform it the way I explained before, where you work around each and every cone, again, isolating either a certain leg or a certain part of the foot, okay? But another variation, guys, is you can go around or in front of each cone and complete some 1v1 type moves as you see here, right? So I'm going to vary up some 1v1 exercise skill moves here, whether it's a scissor step, a Cruyff turn, a soul roll, step over, okay? Just getting a little bit more creative, having a little bit more fun, challenging myself to work with speed, but also adding a little bit of creativity. All right, and we're on to our 5th and final ball control exercise here, guys. All right, so we're going to set up a square or a rectangle in my case. All right, so you're going to need 4 cones all together to create that rectangle. In my case, I've taken about 10 to 15 strides forward, and then just because due to my space, I've taken a few less strides out to create a nice big rectangle. Okay, so I've set up 4 cones in that big rectangle space, and then in the middle, I'm actually going to set up a nice small diamond with 4 cones. Okay, you can use 4 cones if you like, guys. Otherwise, if you just want to put 1 there in the middle, that's no problem too. So the pattern in this case, guys, we're going to start at the first cone and we're going to dribble straight out to the second cone. We're going to get around that second cone and dribble to the middle and perform a quick 1v1 move around the middle cones there, getting ourselves to that third cone. From there, we're going to dribble straight all the way out to the 4th cone of our rectangle and again perform a second 1v1 skill move at the cones in the middle. And what I really love, guys, in this exercise, it gives us the opportunity to work on our speed with the ball while keeping it still under control, especially around those outside cones, right? Along with that, encourages a little creativity at our middle cone where we can include a specific 1v1 that we maybe want to work on. And it also encourages us to practice dribbling with the eyes up since we have a little bit more space to work with, right? Okay, so again, don't be afraid to mix things up in terms of which foot you use, the 1v1s you include at the middle cone, right? So you can see here I'm getting a little bit more creative, having a little bit of fun, all right, doing some different 1v1 skill moves. All right, guys, so there's our 5 ball control exercises to help you improve your dribbling, your close control, all that good stuff, just to help you get more confident and more comfortable on the football. If you enjoyed this session, if you get to hit that like button, the channel, and myself, we'd really appreciate it. All right, if you want more exercises, more training sessions just like that one, hit the subscribe button below as well. All right, hope you guys enjoyed it. See you in the next video.